सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। श्रीकृष्णः परमात्मने नमः। ओम 6th chapter श्लोका number 10। योगे युञ्जीत सततम् आत्मानं रहसि स्थितः एकाकीयत चित्तात्मा निराशीरपरिग्रहः शुचौ देशे प्रतिष्ठाप्य स्थिरमासनमात्मनः नात्युच्छ्रितन्नातिनीचं चैलाजिनकुशोत्तरं तत्रैकाग्रं मनः कृत्वा यतचित्तेन्द्रियक्रियः उपविश्यासने युञ्ज्यात् योगमात्मविशुद्धये समङ्गाय शिरो ग्रीवं धारयन्नचलं स्थिरः सम्प्रेक्ष्य नासिकाग्रं स्वं दिशश्चानवलोकयन् प्रशान्तात्मा विगतभीः ब्रह्मचारिव्रते स्थितः मनः संयम्य मच्चित्तः युक्त आसीत मत्परः युञ्जन्नेवं सदात्मानं योगी नियतमानसः शान्तिर्निर्वाणपरमां मत्संस्थामधिगच्छति नात्यश्नतस्तु योगोऽस्ति न चैकान्तमनश्नतः न चातिस्वप्नशीलस्य जाग्रतो नैव चार्जुन युक्ताहारविहारस्य युक्तचेष्टस्य कर्मसु युक्तस्वप्नावबोधस्य योगो भवति दुःखः यदा विनियतं चित्तम् आत्मन्येवावतिष्ठते निःस्पृहः सर्वकामेभ्यः युक्त इत्युच्यते तदा। Okay. So, in the last class, we were elaborating on the 5 yamas and we were discussing on aparigraha, right? Now, continuing that, 5 yamas are ahimsa, satya, asteya, brahmacharya, aparigraha. Out of that we have seen more or less all the 5. We were discussing aparigraha. Very quickly we will see all these 5 and then go to the niyamas. Ahimsa, manasa vacha karmana himsam na charet. Do not do any himsa by your mind, by your body, act or by your words. Same way, satyam vada, priyam vada, hitam vada, anrutam avada. Okay, always say the truth, say it in a way which will be very properly accepted, And the truth, if you say, needs to be of benefit of the person. If it is not going to be beneficial to the person, you don't have to tell. In case these are not possible, better is to keep quiet. Okay. But never tell the lie. Because telling lie is not going to hamper anyone else, but it will hamper yourself. Okay. The guilt, because if you tell one lie, you need to keep writing किसको क्या बोला था याद रखना पड़ेगा, and then you will get stuck somewhere or the other. उससे अच्छा whatever is the truth, if you be with that, there is no question about it at all, because you don't have to remember it. It is with you always. Third is asteya. Whatever does not belong to you, you should not have ownership on it. Okay. Reduce this ownership which doesn't belong to you. So here it is more from a transactional perspective it is given that legitimate ownership will be there. You would have purchased few things and all. These are legitimate ownership. But slowly start ensuring that unknowingly, which is not legitimately yours, you should not have propriety. Especially when it comes to things which are not material, which is related to status, which is related to getting some किसी से शाबाशी मिलने के लिए करना है, all those things where material is not there, there are very high chances that we take someone else's effort to our credit, and that should not be done. That is called stena या चोरी करना है. So it is more of a changing our mental thought and attitude and being with that. Once you value it, you will put an effort to be sensitive about it and ensure that you will not break it. Then, fourth one is brahmacharya. We've already explained brahmacharya. Sannyasi is brahmacharya vrata, grihastha is brahmacharya vrata. Brahmacharya vrata has to be followed. Then the focus remains on what you want to do. Otherwise, it will be a distraction. And the efforts will go down the drain. Then the fifth one is aparigraha. Aparigraha is batorna, to hold. Now here we are not talking of illegitimate things, completely legitimate, which is owned by you. Start reducing that ownership. Start reducing it, don't hold. And probably the best aparigraha would be is to say that this body also does not belong to me. It is given by Bhagavad and I need to give it back one day. So my job is only a caretaker's job. Let me take care of it as much as I can, not pamper it, at the same time not ignore it. Okay, this understanding that I am the custodian of whatever is there, because nothing belongs to me. I did not come with anything, nor I am to go with anything. And that thought will give a lot of aparigraha possibilities by which cravings and holdings will reduce. Basically, Asha Pasha Shatair Baddaha. Asha Pasha Shatair Baddaha. This desire is going to bind more and more, desire is going to bind more and more. So, absolute desire binds absolutely, and hence the only answer is to drop this desire. Even if it is legitimate, if we start dropping the desire, automatically this aparigraha, asteya, then aparigraha, all these things will lead more to vairagya. Okay. Now, after this 5 yamas, which are don't, nahi karna, stop it, there are 5 niyamas which you need to do, which you need to follow. So these are positive attributes which you need to follow. The first 5 are negative attributes which you should not. Although Satya is told that way, don't consider Satya we should not do it because it comes under the negative list. No, you should not say lies is what Satya Vrata is. Andhratam Avada. So like that, the first five are all the negative list which we should avoid. Now comes the five positive list which we need to more and more cultivate in us. The first five or the five niyamas are Shaucha, Santosha, Tapas, Swadhyay, Ishvara, Pranidhana. Okay. Shaucha, Santosha, Tapa, Swadhyay, Ishvara, Pranidhana. Five niyamas. Okay. Is there a specific question? You raise the hands, or after this can we discuss? Done?
So just last week you ended on this question. If I consider all the resources are unlimited in the world, should I do aparikara or not? That was where we ended. And very limited answers.
No, if there is unlimited resources in the world, then the question of aparigraha does not come. Aparigraha comes only when there is limitation. Only when there is a competition that either me or you, that is where this aparigraha as a thought will come. The moment there is enough plenty for me as much as I want and others as much as they want, if that thought is in the mind, you will never want to do an aparigraha. Like given an example, on a regular day when water is coming, no one is going to fill bucket of water and keep. But the day it is told that aaj pani band hoega, everyone is going to fill and keep, because that limitation automatically brings us that I need to be a beneficiary compared to others. And that is parigraha, that is holding. Does it answer?
No, but I think the context was that, by force we should not do aparigraha, but if thought of money I already have, then also should I do aparigraha? That was where we were discussing. By force, by choice.
The question is, by choice nothing starts. None of these disciplines starts by choice. It starts with a force and it needs to get converted to choice. Normally, take children. None of the children would like to be disciplined. So as spiritual children, we also do not want to be disciplined. We want to be prakritik. Okay. मुझे जो करना है मैं करते रहूँगा. That type of a freedom is what everyone wants. And that is something which the Shastras say should not be done. There should be amount of discipline. So restricted freedom. Okay, it is not oppression, it is restricted freedom. And by which you are not completely suppressing the needs, at the same time you are not doing that as though there is no rules and regulation in the world. And this is what a fine balance is required. And slowly, once we understand that and the benefit of it, as we move more and more, we ourselves start putting more and more rules to ourselves. And once we start doing it, then it is no more a force. Then we have started slowly maturing into it. One of the aspects which probably last time we touched upon, not sure whether we discussed it fully, is I do not want, but I have a lot. Then what is aparigraha in it? मुझे नहीं चाहिए, but है, मैं क्या करूँ? और जितना अपरिग्रह करते रहेगा उतना आते भी रहेगा. Then what do I do? And the answer is very simple. The moment you say aate rahega, there is somewhere behind your mind an ownership on it. ये मेरा है. That itself is going to cling on, because now you have got a new project. What to do with something which I am getting. And the moment you leave that anyway it doesn't belong to me, where is the question of it is coming and going? It is there in this universal subset, but it is not, I don't consider it in my domain. Okay. For example, if let's assume that you win a lottery for maybe 100 crores, and you don't need it. You don't need it. And it doesn't matter to me what. But you are not good. You cannot say that I'm not going to go and take that money. Then what do you do? That is why that aspect was brought of Dhanam. Dhanam is a very, very important aspect by which aparigraha as a value can be very easily inculcated. I think that for that aspect only I had mentioned about Sattvika Dhanam, Rajasa Dhanam and Tamasa Dhanam, etc. Right? I don't know whether in this class I mentioned in the last week. No, okay, probably in the other class. But basically Dhanam is one of the way by which will automatically make you mature in aparigraha. And when will that bhavana of Dhanam come? When you say, I have an ownership, but I don't want to own, then I am ready to give. First is you have to accept that you have that ownership. Okay. Like people will say, okay, I will organize something for you. Arey, Mr. So-and-so, can you do this for this person? That is not Dhanam. You don't have an ownership. You have just organized something to someone. So that is nothing to do with aparigraha. Whatever is owned by you. Now here the question is not the amount. Even if one dress is owned by you, and if you are giving it off, it is aparigraha. Or it may be millions of money. Material, whatever. The point is, the more we start giving people, the more aparigraha starts becoming very, very strong. And then, at any point of time, you have set a standard for yourself in such a way that you will never feel like even thinking about considering a very minute portion also as your own at that time. For example, if I come and tell you, hey, I'm just going out, you keep this, take care of it, protect it, and when I come back, you give it to me. You have everything with you, but in your mind, it doesn't belong to me. Like that, whatever you own also, if it starts, it doesn't belong to me, then it will never pinch you when you have to give anyone. Because when it starts pinching, that is the time we start asking, is this person worth it? Will the person make good use of it? You would have given 10 rupees, but 10 times you would have asked, will you eat food only now with it? You will not go and drink na? First come out of that. There are very nice logic to say that no, yeah, I am trying to do to help that person. No. If you want to help that person, for that you don't have to give dhanam. When you are giving dhanam, after it is given, the ownership from your mind has to go. And that is why in our Shastras, any dhanam you do, there is a drop of water poured and given, na mama, not mine, over. Then in front of you also anything happens to it, you should not bother. It should not burn your heart. That ability we should start cultivating with small things. Don't try with big things. It will bounce back. Small things. ठीक है, क्या होएगा? Just imagine a small kid, you give a chocolate. What is the assumption? The child will eat the chocolate and be happy. A small kid, the child opens and throws it in front of you. If you are going to start feeling bad about that, then it is a tough job. Because we are not even mature and aware that it's a child. The child doesn't know all this. And that child's action, how can you consider it to be hurting you? So slowly such type of let go, give it off. That it's more than the material involved in it, it's more of an attitude of not letting go. And the moment you start let go, the ego let goes. Think that is the slow way how you are actually reducing this ego part. It is not that I am being insensitive about it or I am no. It is purely for my purity I am doing it. Here don't bring that person doesn't have values, that person is a thankless person. All that is separate. Because with all that, you are not achieving the purpose of purity what you want by giving. Even the material has gone, mentally you're clinging to it, and this is what is the clear message in aparigraha. We need to allow it to do. And when it comes to dhanam, of course dhanam is not given as in this yama niyama, but then it's a very big virtue and directly connected to aparigraha. Now, that is why our shastras have got for every small thing dhanam. Right up to the end Kanyadana, where the expected mental makeup is still the same. If I have done Kanyadanam, then that is why they say selecting the right group is a responsibility. After that, na mama has to be 100% followed. There is no question about it after that. Otherwise, it is not a dhanam. It is not a dhanam, simple. Right? So, 100% giving. Start with small things. Very, very small things which is dear to you. Give it and see. And see how your mind responds to it. Does it allow you? That other person will not even bother what you are feeling. Huh? But we are clinging on to it. Arey, use kiya, nahi kiya. See, another small things. You have taken a lot of effort to go and get a gift for a person. And that person obviously in a big occasion would not have time to open it and say, "Theek hai, rakh diya." You are waiting for the next occasion to meet that person to ask, "Did you see my gift?" And after that, did you like it? Okay, because that is what is going to give you gratification rather than giving that gift. And the moment that person says, yes, I remember, you also know that he is fooling you or she is fooling you now. Yeah, I remember, it was very nice, very nice. What did I give? Samajh janega. So what happens? It hurts you more. Why? It is not the gift or it's not the behavior of that person, it is your expectation having given the gift which is actually hurting you. And to come out of this, only this dhanam is there. More dhanam, more aparigraha. More aparigraha, more ego goes off. The more then you are looking at the resources are for the whole universe and it is not only for me. Although there is an ownership which is given to me by Bhagavan's anugrahas, these things are there. I have inherited the land. How much I need, I keep a small place. After that, I keep the balance. Right?
The time factor also is there.
Huh?
For example, time factor does it play? For example, somebody is saying more and more possession, my more time is spent in protecting that. So do aparigraha because you get busy and then you get time for self-knowledge.
Whichever way, however you want, the moment you say you are losing time in protecting it, that protection itself is not going to allow dhanam and aparigraha. Go to where the issue is. After that, once you are worked on the issue, then moksha and everything is there. Because all that is very theoretical. Practically, which is there in front of your eyes is this, which is, it's like we'll talk of moksha, but the basic things we will not do anything. So get started here. Bhale moksha mila nahi mila is a different thing, but at least get these values and these habits. I will put it as habit. We are born with a certain mindset, and only by certain habits some of these mindsets can be changed. And there will be sometimes situations which will push you, but why not think intelligently that wait for a situation to push? Why not I even dilute it to such an extent that no situation can push me? रहेगा तो ही ना कुछ तो. That is why when you look at sannyasis and sadhus, they are not supposed to possess anything. That possession will not be there. Okay, and it is very unfortunate that today when we talk about sannyasis and sadhus, they have only possession and nothing else. That we see. So we are not referring to them. Go with the right purpose, and why we are saying. There will be also another reasoning to that, that even if we possess so much, it doesn't belong to us. We are only custodians. We are giving others also. ठीक है, but still, I am saying, if you have selected a life to drop possession, then why possess? Why possess? There itself, dropping is a big issue. People having taken such a choice. In Grihastha Ashram, possession is one of the basic necessity. They are reducing it in aparigraha. Clear? Coming to the niyamas. In niyama, the first one is shaucha. Shaucha means cleanliness. Shuchi, cleanliness. Shuddha. Okay. Shuddhi ka bina siddhi nahi hai. It's a very correct thing. So cleanliness of what? Cleanliness of self, cleanliness of the place around, cleanliness of the mind. All these come under cleanliness. Manasa, vacha, karmana, parisara, including your around cleanliness. I will be very clean, but aju baju mein gandagi hai, that is also not going to do. Now this is another thing. आजू बाजू में साफ करने गए तो बाजू वाले का घर खराब करने गए. मैं झाड़ू मारा तो बाजू वाले का घर का सामने रह सकते हैं, बट माय हाउस शुड बी क्लीन. दिस इज अगेन अ वेरी रॉन्ग अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ cleanliness. So cleanliness not at the cost of anyone, but needs to be there. Nitya nirantar it should be there. Few cleanliness are there which is a daily affair. Few cleanliness are probably hourly affair. If you eat something, every time wash your mouth is a hour. Whenever you eat, you have to do it. Okay. Then every daily cleaning is one routine. Then there are certain cleaning which are there. घर को साफ करना है, maybe once in a week or once in 15 days or once a month. Deep cleaning. All this cleaning is necessary. Again, cleaning somehow ne you yourself participating in the cleaning. Okay. These are some of the things which you may, or you will surely, many of us, we have experienced this. However tough or trivial thing it is, when someone else does it, we never value it. But if incorrectly, inadequately, if we do it, we feel we have done a great thing. दिवाली का पहला जब घर साफ करने का है, you tell the maid or you call someone and that person full day is doing the work. At the end of it, we come and say, यार इधर नहीं हुआ, उधर नहीं हुआ, ऐसा नहीं हुआ, वैसा नहीं हुआ. Why? Because we paid money. Suppose you spend the whole day and do it, we would not be able to do even 90% of what that person has done. But still our feeling is, क्या चकाचक दिखते हैं देखो, how much I put effort. So that cleaning that material cleaning, whatever you do, indirectly cleanses the mind. That is a very important thing. When we clean ourselves, that is why after a bath you feel fresh. Why? साफ किया, घर साफ करो, it feels good, right? So cleaning, when you do it yourself, you do not call a service provider to do it, तो उनका मन शुद्ध हो जाएगा. Now, again, this is where the issue is. Which means, are we saying that all the maid servants are always clean mentally? Answer is no. Because the purpose in which they are cleaning, their sankalpa is different. For them, it is an earning. But when you clean your own place, your own in and around or whatever, then your sankalpa is not earning, it's cleaning. And when the cleaning happens, that shuchi is felt within. Okay, so when we say, when you do the act of cleaning for your own purpose, for getting it clean, with that sankalpa, it is a mental cleaning process. Apart from the physical cleaning which happens in and around, mental cleaning 100% happens. And that is why I will tell that every person, if they are able to do, should clean toilets in their own house. That cleaning does a lot of mental cleaning. Clean the bathrooms. Okay. These cleaning helps us, because when we know there is a dirt and we put an effort to remove it, we are slowly inculcating a habit of understanding dirt, being sensitive to dirt, even in our mind, and putting an effort to clean it. So when we understand dirt in our mind, then you have a sadhana to clean, and at the end of the sadhana, cleansing happens. Okay. And this particular thing, cleaning, is a very important attribute in all our rituals also. Right from when you start a ritual, Achyuta, Yanama is cleaning. Everything starts that way. When it comes to Shraddha, the first one is cleaning. Sharira Shuddhyartam Idam Abhyanjanam Asya Shuddhyartam Idam Vastam Bulam Antahkarana Shuddhyartam Idam Vakrasaraha. Three Shuddhyartam: Sharira, Asya, Antahkarana. Body, mouth, and internal. For all the three cleaning, there are three different kriyas given there, karma, in a Shraddha. So cleaning is an integral part of any ritual of ours. And that virtue has to be taken on a day-to-day basis in everything what we do. That cleaning needs to be there. Mobile cleaning. How many people have an habit to just delete off all that crap, photographs and videos which keeps coming? Computer cleaning. Hard disk full हो गया तो additional, why? To fill more crap. Cleaning. Are we getting it? This cleaning is a necessity. It is a, so when we give a periodic time for cleaning, then cleaning as a habit becomes strong. And once cleaning is a good habit, then you start introspecting how to clean internally your thoughts. Make sense? Shaucha. Okay. Then the next one is another very, very important attribute, santosha. Tosha. What is tosha? To be happy. Tushyati. To be happy. What is santosha? Samam tosha, santosha. Always be happy. When you say always be happy, the word for it is contentment. Okay, what is contentment? When you look at this word contentment, what does it tell? Contentment is a state of mind, irrespective you have or you don't have, you're still happy. Contentment is devoid of whether you have or you don't have. Happiness is not that way. If it is there, I am happy, or if it is not there, I am happy, whichever way. If it's a negative thing, if it is not there, I am dukh, nahi hai to I am happy. Sukh hai to I am happy. So, being there or not being there gives me happiness. That means my happiness is derived out of something which is there or not there. Contentment is matured way of that. Irrespective of it is there or not there, I am happy now. Okay. And when will contentment come?
Like there is less desire.
Which is that state?
Desires are
Which is that state? Or how do you know that I am contented? Which behavior of mine depicts contentment? I should be always smiling like a smiley every time. Is that what it means?
Vairagya.
How does it? Now I'm asking, how does it show in a behavior? Tell me clearly, a verb should be there in your statement. Then only behavior can be understood by someone else. We are not referring to your state of mind which you know but others don't know. No. Converting that mental state into a behavior which others can also understand is what I am referring to here.
Pratiksha?
What is Titiksha? What is Titiksha?
Sitosha, Sukha, Dukkha, Sahishnutva. So whether we have or not, whether whichever way it is,
What does the word Sahishnutva mean? Forbearance. When it is forbearance, it may be pushed on me also. Okay. For example, it is scorching heat at 40 degrees or 45 degrees. No jnani will also say that, oh, I am feeling like a Kelvinator cool now. No. They will feel hot, but they may not be tormented by the heat. That is a different thing. They will not have any impact of it in their mind. But the heat is felt, the discomfort is felt. And that is forbearance. Santosha is not forbearance.
being optional and not a have choice, which we discussed I think very long like that.
Preferences are okay. No, but okay. Having preferences rather than must is one way, but directly what we have learned, which can, the behavior of Santosha is very clearly seen in what?
Krodha. When there is no Krodha. When there is no Krodha, when there is peace in mind.
Yeah, but your mind you will know. I asked for a behavior which others will know, right? My mind doesn't have Krodha, my mind is calm, all that you know it.
Happy,
Hmm?
happy,
How? That's exactly my question. How is your happiness being reflected in behavior? What is a very clearly visible behavior which reflects this happiness?
smile,
But okay, you know, there There are people who are trained to smile even at the worst of the mental situation. You take an air hostess, they'll be into a toughest of the, but they'll, yes sir, no, no, that wouldn't, because it needs to come from internally. It should be very clear. Normally it will not come unless that santosha is there. This particular thing will not come. The answer is aparigraha. If santosha is there, aparigraha comes easily, effortlessly. The more ease in aparigraha, that reflects santosha itself. Think about it. So well connected. So if you want more aparigraha, have more santosha. And what is santosha? You know, in the Vedic literature, there is one word called bhagya. What is bhagya?
Enjoying what you have.
That is how the definition is. Not how much I will have more. Whatever I have, am I able to enjoy it? I have lot of sweets, I also have diabetes. That is not bhagya. I have everything, all the comfort, but I am actually in POK. Anytime bomb will fall on my head. That is not bhagya. Getting it? So, bhagya is you are able to, the smallest of the thing, you are able to completely enjoy that, whatever is available, and that acceptance of this is the best which is for me and I am enjoying it, that gives a content. Not striving for what you don't have. Our life is going to only on striving on what we don't have, and in that we have already forgotten what we have. No time to eat food, no time to sleep, no time to nothing. Why? After my retirement, once I have tons of money, I will sleep. My friend, that time sleep will not come. You are at that age, sleep will go away. Your teeth will go away. So enjoy it when it is there. And that ability to enjoy is called bhagya. That is why we have a bhagya sukta itself. Bhaga eva. So beautifully it is said. That should be there. If that ability to enjoy is there, I am physically fit to enjoy it, I have the means, and karya karana sanghata is happening, and that is giving me a pleasure, and I am with it. There is nothing. It is like instantaneously that gratification giving you moksha temporarily. For example, if you like food and you imagine that whatever you like the food, that food is there and someone is serving and you are just eating till I can't eat more. What is that feeling of happiness? That is bhagya. Learn to enjoy that. Okay. Another thing is, don't mistake this that we are promoting more desires. No. Whatever we are doing, be with it and enjoy it. Then you are with it, with the process. And then the bhagya is there, automatically is there. Right? So, bhagya is something, if we understand it clearly, contentment, it is always a comparison. We as human beings, animals I don't know whether they compare or not, but human beings compare a lot. I have this, he has this, she has that, I don't have this, this could be better. Everything is on comparison and on a scale with someone else. Okay. When this comparison is there, you're always looking at what you don't have or what you have more. In both the situations, you have forgotten what you are doing with it. That present is completely forgotten. And bhagya is being in that present. And whenever you are feeling bad, there is always a situation where you can always look at someone who is worse than you and still be happy. Right? If I am able to see the world, I can surely imagine that 10% of this universe human beings cannot see. And do you know that we are few people who are having a livelihood in this universe? People who earn in this universe are not 20-25% or whatever, I don't know, it is very small. And we are one among them. And in that we are always unhappy that someone else is getting more and someone else is getting. But if you compare it with the others who do not earn at all, will not you be really contented with, hey, I am earning? Then how much does it matter here? Because contentment comes from that. Happiness will come, oh, I did more than you, I did less than you. That's where happiness will come. Go to contentment. Take a helicopter view and really see, then you see that you are so blessed. All of us are blessed. Our 5 indriyas are working. Correct? We have basic necessities. Roti, kapda, makan hai. And if you look at many in this universe, something or the other is missing. Aren't we blessed? And above all that, everything is going so good that you are able to come to this class and think of things beyond your basic living. Isn't that a bhagya? Correct? बाकी का हर चीज छोड़ के 1 घंटा में इसके लिए that I am ready to leave the whole world, that there is no tension about it. Isn't that a big bhagya? So like that, when we look at it in a broader picture, we understand what bhagya and santosha is. And the moment we are with that santosha, it is like we are like this small child. Nothing in the mind will suddenly smile, will suddenly cry. Kuch nahi hai man mein. Okay. That santosha can give that. Right? So first one is, and it requires, because santosha doesn't come by itself. It requires the right outlook. When you start seeing it in that way, from somewhere the santosha comes. When you say that, oh, I am not able to see properly, I have got a specs, and in front of you someone who is born blind person comes, there is an automatic santosha coming. So you have to create that santosha for you. It's not by changing anything, just by an outlook. Okay, don't again mistake me that if you see a blind person, your santosha not because the person is blind and you have eyes. You are thankful to God that you have at least you have eyes. Okay, for whichever is told, you can always take the negative part and don't do that. In example, that is why we have to be very careful who will take what we don't know. So, santosha is a way of view. Our viewpoint gives us santosha or nirasha. Then it is immaterial of what you have and what you possess. It becomes a way of life. Okay, that is santosha. Then the third is tapa. Tapas. What is tapas? Tapas is very lucidly we can define it as having physical discomfort to get more endurance or forbearance. For titiksha, tapas is required. Okay. Having physical discomfort without being pushed by someone. We ourselves have accepted that physical discomfort so that I have a purpose to get more forbearance or mature in that. So, small things of tapas are there. You just take our day-to-day things also. Not taking your vehicle to office, going by public transport. One small way of tapas. So maybe out of 10 days, I decide 2 days I will take the public transport. It's a tapas. I'm passing through a discomfort, but it's a known calculated discomfort. So I'm ready to do it. Every day I eat, I decide one particular day in the morning I will not have breakfast. So once in a week, one day in the morning I will not have breakfast. Okay, that is a tapas. Not that you are going to gain or you are going to lose anything out of it, but the experience of being in it, of you having taken a vow, a sankalpa, and fulfilling it, giving you a confidence that I am able to do it without any negative impact on me, that makes us tough and prepared from inside. So small things like this are tapas. No one is referring to standing on one leg, like how Prahlada and someone did tapas. No. That is, once we are ready for small things like this, bigger tapas will automatically come. Right? If we look at our lifestyle in India, especially when children growing, and then you give up some of your requirements or your desires for the sake of children, that's a tapas. Some of these things never happen in the Western world because that value system itself is not there. Okay, so deliberately putting yourself into a discomfort situation, which can be physically and of course through the body, it is a mental discomfort. In a very clearly, you have a choice when to come out of it, right? So it is very much within your choice. It is not someone pushing over you, but you experiencing through that, and by that you coming out much more stronger with patience and forbearance. That is tapas. One day when you go to work and if you don't get food for some reason, you will have a lot of heartburns and acidity and other problems. The day you decide to do Chaturthi, Sankashti, Vrata, that day there won't be any acidity problem. Situation being the same, mental makeup is different. So a thought of forbearance, titiksha sits, and that's where tapas continues. Is it clear? Okay. Right. The next is Swadhyaya. The most wrongly interpreted value is Swadhyaya. Normally it is given as self-study, and many people also explain self-studies apart from anything what you are learning, maybe in your academic or whichever course what you are learning or whatever, you have to do certain things as self-study. By yourself you have to study. Some people further go one level more and say study of self is self-study. Atma Vidya is self-study, which you have to do it by yourself because no one can teach you what you are. And all these are wrong. All these are wrong. Swadhyay comes after Adhyay. First is study. There is no question of a homework if there is no classwork. If you don't go to school at all, there is no question of homework. Right? So homework presupposes there is a school, there is something taught in the school, then related to that something is given for you to think and you to complete it at your house, which is an extension of what you have studied, making you independently without any support think, do and get back. And that's where it makes the right meaning. I don't go to school at all. Whatever I do at home doesn't become homework. Right? Same way, without Adhyay, Swadhyay doesn't exist. First prerequisite for Swadhyay is do Adhyayanam of the Shastras. Okay. Do Adhyayanam of the Shastras, then get your doubts clarified. Then later on, introspect on it. That introspection is called Swadhyaya. Acharyat padamadhakte padashishye swamedaya padasvabrahmacharibhyah padah kalah kramena cha. Okay. That fourth part is Swadhyaya. It comes only after the first three parts. Unless it is taught, unless you have got certain doubts clarified. I have some doubts. I didn't clarify it with the teacher. I keep on thinking at home, it will clarify by itself. No, it will not happen. The doubts will further only become entangled. So where doubts have to be clarified first, and once you have some clarity on it, that becomes a topic for you to think independently more on it, expand on it more. Don't take a doubt to clarify yourself, that is not Swadhyaya. A clear matter, seemingly clear, which looks okay. Can I go little more deep and see whether I have really understood? Yes, that is a part of Swadhyaya. And never do study of self independently. Because there is no way you will be able to achieve it. If something is guaranteed, a guarantee of failure is if you want to know about yourself by yourself. It is like using my mobile to ring my own number. Never possible. Like that you will never know, and hence for this Atma Vidya or self-knowledge, you need a guru with a Shastra Darpanam. And in the absence of these two, you will never know this. Okay, so some Maharathis have also given the meaning of self-study, study of capital SCLF, which is more. Then learning by myself something, कि चलो, like I read a novel, चलो आज थोड़ा ये पढ़ लेगा. There are some people, they have fancies. Let me read what Upanishads are. Let me read Brahma Sutra. I am no different. I started my Vedanta with that way only. From that fancy only I came to the reality, no, it has to go by a logical way. You have to learn step by step. You can't suddenly start from a postdoctorate topic and then come to ABCD. It won't work. So there is a step of learning, including Atma Vidya, and it has to be done very systematically. That is what the definition of Shravanam is. Systematic and consistent learning of the Shastras from a living, able Acharya for a period of time is Shravanam. Every word is important. So without Shravanam or without learning, especially into topics which are related to spirituality and religion, we can very nicely fool ourselves with our limited knowledge and in fact get a wrong meaning of what it is. And that is where there are so many views, and in Hinduism there is no one to stop anyone. Anyone who feels what they want, they will just write what they thought, and that also people will start following it. Okay. Now, this is something which we should avoid. So Swadhyaya is learn, spend your time to introspect. It's like after eating food, then there is digestion. After digestion, there is a process called assimilation. Swadhyaya is assimilation only. convert eating of food as swadhyay or digestion as swadhyay. Eating food is adhyaya, shravanam. Then comes mananam, where digestion happens. जो बरोबर नहीं उसको बाहर निकालो, जो अच्छा है वो समझ के cleaning it up and orderly making it a proper way of knowledge. Then when that is ready, then you are equipped to independently introspect of what you have learned. Then do swadhyaya, which can also be reading any similar books to see what view is there, because you already have a very clear idea. Then it's easy to read it and see, oh, this author is saying it this way, this is what it means, so more clarity is coming, which is perfectly okay. But a quality time for you yourself learning what you have learned is necessary, and that is swadhyaya. Swadhyaya can also be very nicely done by teaching. Teaching is a beautiful way of swadhyaya, like nididhyasana. Unless you introspect, you will not be able to communicate. And when you go to communicate and you see the problems in that communication, that is the time you want to introspect, where am I going wrong? That is the time it starts hitting back, oh, this is what I didn't probably understand clearly. Let me go back to the teacher and understand, or refer back to the notes. So this way of going back and forth and making that concept clear comes in Swadhyaya. Is it clear? And when we are doing all this, when knowledge is there, when at a point of time, even there are a very high chance that the ego also goes up. I am a very nice person. Everyone sees me in a very good this. I am knowledgeable. Automatically that ego goes up. And when the ego goes up, that is the biggest danger, because that will pull you down. And hence, for that to be well within control, this fifth attribute or the value very clearly given by Patanjali Rishi is very important, which is Ishvara Pranidhana. There is an Ishvara, especially when we look at it from Vedanta perspective, as we told that we will not accept the philosophy part of yoga, because it comes under Dvaita and it has various differences compared to Vedanta. But we will take the procedural aspect going ahead, the application part. So Ishvara Pranidhana is very clearly that Ishvaraha is Karma Phala Data for us. He is the Karma Phala Data. So he will do only correct things. So whenever I feel that I'm either happy too much and I'm sad too much, I need to ensure that I come back, and Ishvara Pranidhana has to be done at that time without any faith. Even otherwise, the moment, every time we have in our mind, submitting our actions to Bhagavan and accepting the situation or results as Prasada Bhavana is nothing other than Ishvara Pranidhana. Ishvara Pranidhana does not mean 10 times doing Namaskara, 20 times sitting and crying in front of God, 4 hours of doing puja. No, that is not Ishvara Pranidhana. Accepting that there is a bigger law which prevails, and that submitting to that law and being very much into it and not fighting it is Ishvara Pranidhana. Okay. So any doubts on these 5 yamas and niyamas? 5 yamas are ahimsa, satya, asteya, brahmacharya, aparigraha. 5 niyamas are shaucha, santosha, tapa, swadhyay, Ishvara Pranidhana. And these 5 yamas and niyamas is going to give you what? 5 yamas and niyamas, as per our terminology, is going to give you sadhana chatushtaya sampatti. Okay, some areas of sadhana chatushtaya sampatti it will give you. It will give you some amount of vairagya. It will give you some amount of shama, dama, uparama, titiksha, shraddha, samadhanam. This samadhanam is what is santosha. Okay, chitta ekagrata, it will give you focus. Because the moment you are contented, you are now focusing on things, and other things which are digressing you out is gone. So it is our sadhana chatushtaya sampatti, which is a prerequisite for jnana yoga, or it is a part of jnana yogyata. Patanjali Rishi has put yama niyama as a part of prerequisite to go ahead into the path of mind now. Through the external body and the physique and the external environment, a major discipline is brought in, and then you start now going inward. The journey inward starts, or journey only with you starts. You have already cut from the world now by doing this. Is it clear? So doing any amount of yoga without yama and niyama is actually useless, because it will only increase ahankara. Right? Okay. Then comes the important third limb, which is called asana. What is asana? What is asana as per Patanjali Rishi? Anyone remembers? How many sutras are there? Because I know a lot of teachers are sitting here, yoga teachers are sitting here, and they are all my beloved students.
Sukham Sthitam Asana.
Sthiram Sukham Asana. Sthiram Sukham Asana. That is the first one. Then, what is the second one? Deepa Joshi written. Second one. Prayatna Shaitilyam Ananta Samapatibhyam. What is the third one? Tato Dvandvan Abhighata. Somewhere I learnt it in 2007. I don't remember now whether it is the same. Or with new additions, new effortless. What is effortless? Hopefully no new additions in sutras have been brought by Patanjali in this last 7 or 10 years. Hopefully. There are only 3 sutras in asanas. Why did Patanjali give only 3 sutras? Why did Patanjali give only 3 sutras? मधु महेश्वरी मैडम आप है ना, बोलो क्या हुआ? There should have been many more. ये आसन है, बैठक स्थिति के आसन, दंड स्थिति के आसन है, सो के उल्टा सो के शीर्षासन है, कितना आसन है? क्यों इतना ही दिया?
Reduce focus on physical.
Is it to reduce focus? Then asana was not required. What is the purpose of asana? Comes to the question of why this asana as a limb which is being brought here. What ability you need physically?
Like if you continue sitting, tapasana, continue sit and listen to us.
So sthiram sukham asanam. That's all he said. You should be able to comfortably sit for a period of time. Nothing more than that. Sthiram sukham asanam. In the posture which you are there, you should be comfortable for a period of time. Because in between, if that posture is not proper, discomfort starts. Your mind will start going to that part of the body where the ailment is, the pain starts. Right? And that much only Krishna is also telling. What is Krishna telling? Sir, we are at clinic and our turn, so we may not be able to. Okay, very good, no problem. Huh? What is Krishna telling? Before that, Samankaya Shirogrivam, before that something he has told. Natyuchritannati Nicham Chailajina Kushottaram. Have a proper sitting posture, a proper stable base, prepare it, not very soft, not very hard that it pains you, in between. Okay, then sit on it. How? Samankaya Shiro Grivam Dharayan Nachalam Srutam Sampreksha Nasikagram Swam Dishaschan Avalokayan. That's all. What it means? Sit properly, sit erect. When we say sit erect, it doesn't mean holding your body tight. No. Should be firm but relaxed. Don't fall down, but sit firm and relaxed. Don't put undue pressure anywhere. Okay. So Sthiram Sukham Asanam. And suppose you are sitting in a posture and you want to go for meditation for a period of time, slowly you are into it, you don't understand. When you come out of it, Prayatna Shaitilyam Ananta Samapatibhyam. Sit comfortably till you complete your meditation properly. If you are in Samadhi state, you don't know how long you will be there. Till that you should be able to comfortably sit there. And when you are sitting, Tato Dvandva Anabhigataha. There should not be, mind should not go to the part of the body that this is not proper. So prepare yourself. That sitting yourself and the mental makeup of a right posture itself is a tapas. You need a practice with age, because our idea is everything to start only after retirement. Then by the time appointment with the doctor starts for knee replacement. Then there is a question of sitting. Okay, chair mein baito. Don't bother about it. What is important is Sthiram Sukham Asana. Prayatna Shaitilyam Ananta Samapatibhyam. Tato Dvandvan Abhigata. That's all. The rest, everything what we are seeing from our spiritual path, flexibility related to the body, which is a part of Hatha Yoga, is not at all considered by Patanjali in this. Hatha Yoga Pradipika will talk of many asanas, and there are many such texts which will talk. They are all offshoots coming from Patanjali's. Okay, there are many such texts. But Patanjali very clearly, be in a proper posture to go ahead and experience the meditation. For that, what is required? The enabler is proper seat, proper posture, ability to be in that posture for a period of time without facing a huge discomfort. Matter ends. Clear? Okay. Now, having sat there, what is the next step? Why do we need to do that? Purpose. Chale vate chalam chittam nishchalam nischale bhavet yogisthanu tvamapnoti tato vayum nirodhayet. है ना कुछ ऐसा? लीयते मनः जालपक्षिवत् रोदसाधनम्. Correct? वायुरोदना लीयते मनः, मनः लीयते, चलेवाते चलं चित्तम. Same concept. Words are different, meaning is exactly the same. Nishchalam nishchale bhave. So mind will become calm. Okay. मन नाम का घोड़े का प्राण नाम का लगाम है. मन जो घोड़ा है, जो भागते रहता है. See, when there is a running horse, how do you tame that horse? It's very important. See, these skills are very important. Once we know how to get these skills, then your effort reduces in a big way. Okay, pranayam is to reduce the effort, but there are people with undue effort in doing pranayam. Otherwise they are effortless, but in pranayam they put a lot of effort. The whole purpose gets defeated. Right? This mind is like a horse with unbridled freedom, just running wherever possible in any speed. Now this, imagine there is a horse riding like this, going, running, not riding, and you have to ride the horse. You have to ride this horse. What will you do? जंगली घोड़ा भाग रहा है और आपको बोला है कि यू आर अ स्किलफुल पर्सन, यू हैव टू नाउ गेट दैट हॉर्स इनटू अ कंट्रोल एंड राइड द हॉर्स.
Run after.
Run after it. Till
First we'll run after it to bring it to our control.
if you run after it, the Ghoda will say, oh, I am feeling very pity for you. Can I get some water? Okay, now I am in your control. Will it happen that way?
On top of it, put apple and then they make it stick.
So what do you do? First, what you have to do?
Sit on top of it.
It is running.
I know that, yeah, that's what they show in movies.
So, perfect. Go by the movie. No problem. So now it is running. What you have to do first?
Catch hold of it.
Can you catch hold of it?
We have to put the reins on it.
Each and every step is important. What is the first thing you will do?
Hold the ring.
Hold the?
Ring.
Where are the reins?
You have to put the rings.
Where are the reins? Reins किधर है? घोड़े पे है कि आपका हाथ पे है?
My hand.
हाँ. Stationary reins in your hand. Running घोड़ा. You stationary. Now what is going to happen?
I have to run first.
Correct. In which direction? Direction of the Ghoda. Don't come from the other side and try, now I will hit the Ghoda and hold it. नहीं होगा. Wrong के निकल जाएगा वो. So what you have to do? Go start in the direction of the Ghoda. But चलो, let me get a pace and then I will put बोलेगा तो by the time you are tired and gone. So the skill is how fast you are able to go with the Ghoda quickly and immediately on the running घोड़े पे reins डालना. You mean to say that Ghoda will accept it? This is where your skill is. Right? चलो, reins डाला. Let's assume कि you've been able to put the reins. Then what?
Hold the ring.
Very good. Now imagine horse is running. The reins from my hand is already gone to the horse. Then I hold the reins and the horse is running. What will happen to me? It will pull me and
Right.
gone. What will I do? Leave the reins. So what should I do?
Run with the Ghoda for a short time and then fight.
And then sit on it. Where you are sitting on the saddle and the saddle is connected to the reins and the reins are onto the Ghoda. By which what happens is the whole system is moving, and within a moving system you are stationary. Like the earth is moving, but still I am stationary. This is where that skill is. Because if you do not climb on the Ghoda, you are killed. If you don't leave that. So it is a very calculated move. What you are going to do is सबसे पहला वही direction में भागो, gallop, run with it, डालो, immediately sit on it, and then hold it. And when you do that, what will this Ghoda do? चलो let's assume कि आप ऊपर बैठने का कोशिश भी कर दिए और रील भी पकड़ लिया, वो घोड़ा का मुंह पे आया है, वो all that is done. What will this Ghoda do now?
The resistance and throwing, agitation,
वो
resistance.
सबसे पहला आगे का ब्रेक मारेगा और पीछे का पाव से उछल देगा, थ्रो यू आउट. Why I am saying all this? All these are expected to happen when you go slowly to meditation through pranayama. That Ghoda is not going to allow you very easily to catch over it. Right? So it will resist, it will throw you out. Who are you to control me? And once the Ghoda believes that everything is good, I have no other option, then you will start very nicely galloping in any speed, fully within your control. And all this happens instantaneously. Huh? It is not that over a period of time all this will happen. No. If you are a very skillful person, in that fraction of seconds you know how to handle that horse, and the horse comes to your control very well. Okay. And in pranayama we get the skill to get the mind control. Why? The mind is the Ghoda, and mind is an unmanifested thing. Can you hold the mind? Chalo abhi nahi, not to go to America, sit here only. Can you do that? No. There has to be something which you are holding on, by which the remote control of the Ghoda is in your hand. So my mind ka remote control has to be with me, which is not the mind, because it is running anyway. Imagine the TV and the remote running. How will you control the TV then? The remote should be in your hand. The TV, let it run, then you hold it with the remote channels. Exactly like that. When that Ghoda is running, the mind is running, what is there in your hand by which you can slowly control it? And that is what is Vayurodhana Liyate Manaha. Mana Pavana Sambandha is a very important thing which is making this particular Ghoda to slowly get tuned through the reins, which is my Prana Shakti. By managing this Prana Shakti, that mind remains calm. Okay. Does it make sense? So now he is giving a so-called mezzanine floor to manage and go to the first floor, which is the mind. You use prana as the mezzanine floor. Correct? Body is gross, prana is sukshma, subtle, mind is subtlest. So I use something subtle, little gross, little subtle, I will put it this way. जो बीच का है प्राण, हवा feel कर सकते हैं. When it goes in, when it goes out, you can understand. And slowly when it moves also, when you check your mind, you see that it is calm. If the breathing is calm, the mind is calm. If the breathing is agitated, haphazard, the mind is also agitated. That you are able to experience. And slowly when you are acclimatizing this mind through the breathing, जैसे कि हमें नींद आ रहा है तो we just make the bedding or everything gets ready, sleep comes automatically. Same way, when you try to acclimatize the situation, our own memory goes back and connects. Oh, this is what is the environment. Now this is what is going to happen. Like every night when you acclimatize the situation, sleep naturally comes. Same way, every time you acclimatize through pranayam, the mind slowly gets calm and it is now ready for the journey. Are you getting it? That is the purpose of pranayam. Don't come and tell me. Patanjali never told pranayam say mera breathing problems will go, my corona will go, my asthma will go. That all is later on. Because in this particular, very clearly, when Patanjali is writing, he is slowly working with all the things which is going to stabilize the mind and then use that instrument to take it ahead. Okay? And for which there are various other ways to stabilize it, which is not the topic here. Various pranayams are there, how you are going to make the whole system that by prana, that mind becomes very calm. Okay, so here we are not at all going to go with pranayam steps. Kumbhak, Rechak, Purak, nothing of those sort. Pranapana samo kritva nasabhyantara charino. That's all is said. Prana apana, balance it. Mind is balanced. Over. Make sense? Okay. Because this is not our final goal. This is preparatory. Don't spend your time too much on this. Quickly do few pranayams by which the mind is calm. Once it is fully, the reins are in your hand, then get to the next step. Tatra ekagratam manah kritva now. Now slowly use this instrument to do some work. Now you have a handle to the instrument, which is prana. Using that handle, reach to the instrument, which is mind. Now this mind is in your control. Whenever you see it is gone out of the control, you have to step down and do pranayam. Bring it in control, again work with it. Because this is going to happen. Don't think that once you have got control of it, it is going to listen to you. No. वो वापस उछल कूद करेगा. Don't try to step one down. Go to pranayam. Get it more stabilized. Then again go back. Does it make sense? So we should be flexible enough. Don't push, but at the same time, we should be able to control this mind. That is objective. Right. Then from here, this inward journey starts. अभी तक जो भी ग्रॉस है, सेमी ग्रॉस है, वो सब हो गया. Now we believe that through this gross and semi gross, the body and the prana, we have a very good control over the mind. Now I need to make this mind do whatever I do. Now what are the inputs coming to this mind? Mind को inputs कहाँ से आते हैं? Which 5 ज्ञानेंद्रियास. तो 5 लेना बैंक से शुरू हो जाते हैं. Now mind is controlled, but this 5 lena banks are continuously putting kachra in it. Their contributions are continuously on. So when this mind is controlled by you, it has got no other work. It will become very sensitive to everything. तो जो भी अभी तक सुनाई नहीं दे रहा था, अभी ध्यान में बहुत अच्छा सुनाई देगा. Why? It has got no other job but to focus on all the sound which is coming. करेक्ट. तो ऑल बाहर का जितना भी साउंड है उस पर ध्यान होएगा. ऑल द टच का ऊपर ध्यान हमारे. पंखा थोड़ा स्पीड बढ़ गया, आई कैन फील इट नाउ. All those things starts. You become extra sensitive on this 5 inputs coming to the mind. So now that is going to become a disturbance factor, because now the mind is going to get leaked out from these 5. Our idea is to focus and regulate the mind, but it will get easily leaked out through these 5. So now what to do? Stop this leakage. Now, when we say stop this leakage, what are we supposed to do? This is the step called pratyahara. What are we supposed to do? Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. If these 5 inputs are coming to my mind continuously from the environment, should I focus to stop them?
You have to withdraw from the inside when the thought comes.
Very nicely told. मतलब करना क्या है?
You will be seeing but not registering. You will be hearing but not registering what you hear.
Which means being insensitive to it. See, when the rains are there, you don't go to put a tarpaulin on the sky to stop that water. You just take an umbrella. When the road is bad, you don't go and make a new road for you to walk. You just wear a slipper and walk. So you have to have a protection gear, and that is this pratyahar, where you cannot stop anything which is happening in the environment, but I can desensitize myself from it. Just imagine if you were sleeping and if all this were on, which is normally the case, that all these are on outside, but in sleep you don't register anything. Why? The mind has slept. Then the person sleeping near me is snoring. That snoring sound is coming very clearly to my ears, but I am not registering it. Because if I register it, then I will counter it by snoring still bigger. I will roar in my snore. But I don't do that because I don't register it at all. My mind is sleeping. Same way, you have no control of what is happening outside, but you have all the control to desensitize it, give a temporary anesthesia to the mind that it is not able to feel any of these sensations. And that is called pratyahar. For that we don't have to do anything. We have to only cultivate that habit which we normally do. When you are engrossed in something and someone keeps calling, asking, telling you something, you actually have heard sound, noise, but you have never registered it because you are so engrossed in it. And that's what we need to do with all the 5 senses when it comes to this. One by one we have to work on it and get ourselves desensitized of all the external 5 incoming impacts. Is it clear? Not a very easy job. We are not saying it's an easy job, but it requires good amount of practice. But it's not that not doable. It's like you said, once you have understood the trick of how to do it, then it is like the tortoise just suddenly seeing something which is dangerous, everything it will go in very instantaneously, no problem at all. So like that, if we give that input to that mind, that withdraw from everything, and now it is meditation time, it will easily withdraw like the way it is going for sleeping. It's withdrawn from everything. Everything is happening outside. Right? Like that, ahara is food to the mind coming from outside. Pratyahara is turning that mouth inward, that not bothering what is happening outside. Gumana, turning, is pratyahara. That means जो यहाँ से खाना दे रहे हो उसे सुन देखेगा नहीं, तो यहाँ से तो अंदर नहीं जा सकते, यहाँ से ही जाएगा. Turn the face. And that is where the meaning is that don't try to stop that, but you learn to turn. And the more easily you turn, the more easily the mind has gone into pratyahara. Is it clear? Now this mind is completely trained by you to manage the way you want it to go. Further, it is trained by you not to go outward, to be where it is, inside. But now it has got no other inputs. What will it do? जब उसको बाहर से एवेन्यू नहीं है, देखो बच्चे को आप बोलते हो you have given a punishment to your child. You didn't do this, today no going out for playing. आप घर पे रहो और ऊपर का लैच डाल दिया आपने, आपको पनिशमेंट है. And what will every parent after 5 minutes do? Nothing. You will first open and say, you please go. क्योंकि वो घर का अंदर इतना मचा देगा हल्ला that you will say, you please go, leave me. You don't have to see, you just say, don't tell our children are so obedient that inside the house they will keep quiet. They will become extra alert to do all the things which they have not done before. They will try everything at that time. कभी वो गिरेगा, कभी ये होएगा, वो होएगा. You will say, Baba, you go, Baba. Right? Exactly like that this mind is. It is not going to simply keep quiet. चुपचाप बैठो तो नहीं बैठने वाला है वो. अब वो अंदर है, बाहर से उसको कुछ नहीं मिला, बाहर जा नहीं सकता है. Where will it go? It has got a big reservoir sitting inside. What is that?
Past.
Huh?
Past. Our past.
Memories. उठा उठा के फेंकेगा एक एक. And it will start experiencing happiness, guilt, fear, everything. Throwing all that memories out. समझ में आ रहा है? तो उसे चुपचाप छोड़ो तो it's not going to listen. घोड़े को बोला एक जगह पे खड़ा रहो, नहीं खड़ा रहेगा. उसे कंटिन्यूसली भागने को जगह देते रहना होता है. But within a boundary that it should not go out. Right? So now you have to have, imagine a center pole where you have put a rope and one end of it you have tied to the horse, and outside that there is a fence. The fence doesn't allow the Ghoda to go there, nothing come from out to in. But what will the Ghoda do? It will never come near the pole, it will be near the boundary running round just to see where to break it and go out. Correct? Allow it to run that way. That means now you have given it a path to run. Till now you have not given a path. Now you are going to give it a path to run. Why? After some days you remove this rope, still the Ghoda will continue to run in the same path. Because the Ghoda never realizes that the rope is no more there and I have the freedom to run wherever I want inside. No. It is habituated to run that way. Right? And hence, now is the time that you have to give a thought, a direction to this mind. Because unless you give a direction, it will just take all the past and everything and make a nuisance of your life. You will say, better than that, I come out of this meditation. Okay? And hence, once you give the direction, उसे काम मिला है. It will not go wayward. उसे जब काम दे रहे हो, it will be beautifully. Now it is listening to you, focusedly going in that direction, and it is moving, and you are able to, you are aware that it is going in that direction, unidirection. So out of, it is called Vijatiya Vichara, unconnected thoughts having stopped, Sajatiya Pravaha, unidirectional movement. You understand this? विजातीय डिस्कनेक्टेड, और ऐसे ही कोई भी दिशा का थॉट्स को, because if you simply leave it, you will have so many just thoughts coming which are not connected and just be that way. That is called vijatiya. You cut that, and sajatiya pravaha, give a direction for the thoughts to move in that, and that is where slowly it is entering from dharana. It is moving in dharana, and the end of it is dhyana. Because now it is getting habituated. Every day बैठा तो अच्छा आज का क्या है टॉपिक, किस पे ध्यान करना है, इमीडिएटली नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन विल बी दैट, कौन सा बगीचे पे लेके जा रहे हो आज घूमने के लिए, ओके ठीक है, दिस इज द टॉपिक टुडे. नेक्स्ट डे कौन सा जगह जा रहे, दिस इज द टॉपिक टुडे. Like that, when you start giving it direction, it starts reveling in that from the past memories and knowledge, and it starts moving in that. And this is where the benefit of Swadhyaya will come out. Only when there is a VCR recorded something with clear information, the VCP will start working. Now play when it is supposed to play. I want to do dhyanam on the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and I sit. What is the first shloka? Is it Arjuna Uvacha or Sri Bhagavan Uvacha? Over, your jnana has gone there itself. That means the recorder should have the record. If not exactly the shloka, what is the thread of how it has gone through in that particular chapter, then I can sit and I can do vichara on it, which is dhyana. Suddenly in between it will go suddenly to something else. Like how you know, first chapter, Arjuna told Krishna, गांडीवं संसते हस्तात् त्वच्चैव परिदह्यते. Oh, I can understand now. That bow has slipped from Arjuna's hand. That completely the body is trembling. He is getting goosebumps. And suddenly you remember one occasion when you got goosebumps. And then you have shifted. गाड़ी उधर turn हो गया already. उधर थोड़ा देर जाने के बाद मालूम पड़ेगा, ओ आई हैव लेफ्ट अर्जुन एंड कृष्णा समवेयर एल्स, लेट मी कम बैक. क्योंकि गाड़ी ऑलरेडी दूसरा ट्रेन पकड़ के गाड़ी चला गया है आगे. द माइंड इज दैट वे. सो दीस थिंग्स विल हैपन. देन अगेन यू विल कम बैक. वेयर वाज आई? ओके, गांडीवम संसते हस्तात्. ओके, कम बैक टू गांडीवम संसते हस्तात्. अगेन स्टार्ट. ऐसा बहुत बार होएगा. ओके, somewhere disconnected, you connect to something else, from there you go, kuch na kuch, one trivial thing you will get, and you will not even know where did you slip. कहाँ पे जाके I slipped also you will not know, और भटक जाएंगे. इतना मालूम पड़ा भटक गए. Immediately stop, break, complete break apply कर दिया, चलो let us start again. Okay. This phase you have to pass through in dharana and dhyana. Then only that vijatiya will go and sajatiya pravaha for it to start, it will take time. That continuity to be in that direction, it will take time. Okay, dhire. See, it's not an easy thing, and don't try to do overnight. Nothing will happen. Only one thing we can be sure which will happen is you will stop doing meditation. That is surely possible. धीरे धीरे बैठ के, कुछ नहीं तो भी बैठो, ठीक है, आज नहीं हुआ, कल वापस बैठेगी. That is why the time of meditation, keep it constant. The place of meditation, try to keep it same. so that you are acclimatizing the mind, not bhatakna nahi hai. It gets more conditioned. You are conditioning it, right? ऐसा कर करके we will get into dhyana. And dhyanam mein you put effort first. Then once time comes that we will see what is dhyanam, and then we will see what is samadhi in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. धन्यवाद.
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 धन्यवाद.